Hello, and welcome to Gunpla Reviews, where it is myself versus my shelf. 210 model kits, and still growing, with a queue of reviews to do. Today is one of my Secret Santa gifts from Gunpla, the EarThree Gundam, the EarThree Gundam from Gundam Build Divers Re. I'm going to set the manual back there. I think that's a good place to put it. This, as stated, was one of my gifts from Gunpla's Secret Santa this year. I promised I would review it as soon as I can. You know, busy recording other stuff, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to hear my woes and my story. But here we have our tiniest boy. Like, I know, we all know that it's small, but like, sometimes you don't realize how small things are until they're in your hand, or you have a size comparison. Like, look at this classic SD Shining Gundam. He's just barely taller than Shining Gundam, and this place doesn't like to stick up. Like, my hand will completely eclipse him if I try hard enough. Gone. I could smuggle this in my hand, whereas most high grades, no such thing is possible. He's very, very small boy. But that's why he comes with the EarThree armor pack. Now, I have personal gripes about, you know, upcoming armor packs, but that's not here. That is later. That is much later. I digress. I'm getting off on many tangents because it's been a while since I've done a review. So let us, as is tradition, unravel the manual. Let's start with the usual front, which is the model kit, both EarThree armor and core Gundam, and then combined. Information about the two models. And your boy. Over here is gimmicks and posability, along with the combination of using various armor sets and upcoming products, and a QR code that will take you straight to Gundam Info's YouTube channel to watch the show. The back side, since we're already here, is how to assemble the EarThree Gundam from the core Gundam. So there's instructions, flipping out the beam saber handles, taking out the hands, feet, and starting to slowly disassemble the EarThree armor and attach it to our small boy, which I have honestly yet to actually engage. So we will do this on camera, fast forwarded to some music, so on and so forth. And the final pages, which is our equipment page, and then the additional accessories, which allow extra backpack bolt-ons for both the core and the main Gundam itself. Turning that right around, we have the usual runner count, stickers, polycaps, warnings, instructions, etc. And we start here with the basic assembly of the core Gundam's body, the waist, which is where I actually like to start, the head unit. Move on to both arms, left and right, both legs, left and right. And then accessories, the beam gun, the shield, the beam sabers with the smaller sabers. And then we get into the earth armor, assembling that around the core base. Sorry boy, knocked you over. And the continued construction therein. I of course did not keep any of the runners because I finished this about a week ago as of recording, which is Sunday, the day that GDQ has begun. So I hope you've watched it and donated thusly, because I'm a huge mark for charity drives involving video games. So, going forward, the boy only comes with a few tiny stickers, the traditional eyes and head camera on both sides, and one here on the gun, and then one here up front as the glass piloting the canopy. That's the word, the canopy of the earth armor. Nowhere else, right? No. just the 4 very small, tiny stickers. And despite his size, he is nothing like an SD. He's a fully articulate, high grade. He's just small. Get full rotation at the arm. Back and forth shoulder movement with the additional pull out, which will be used for the transformation gimmick later. I've popped out the thruster back there with my own clumsy hands. Traditional, oh no, am I lying? I knocked the freaking same thing out again. You're staying out. I was finna say, until it got a little bit stuck, traditional exorcist rotation. Back to the arm because I never finish what I start. You get shoulder all the way up. At 2 points, there's shoulder out before the shoulder goes up. And I think that actually pulls the shoulder out. So if you put that back in, it pulls it out just a little when you do that, but it's absolutely fine. You get bicep rotation. 2 points of articulation in the elbow, which gives you almost a perfect 180. Perfect 180. And regular hand on a ball joint. Now, unlike most model kits, or I guess Gunpla in general, this does not have a back of the hand plate. That, of course, is somewhere over here in this conglomeration. I almost called it a mess, but it's not a mess. It's a conglomeration. There is, like, that's a forced wiggle, so there's no real wiggle at the waist. You get some rotation here before you bump into this parts. My hand is becoming part of the shadow. I'm very sorry, folks. Get front kick. Get a back kick. Now let's see, because of the way the legs are constructed, I believe, after some T-posing, can you do it? Can you do it? Can we wiggle it around? That's actually kind of weird that I'm getting more out of one side than the other. So if I were to pull these legs out, you get a bit more. So if you creep the legs out and get them just a little further on the pegs, you get more split. Let's squish them back in. Of course, you get full thigh rotation, which is very rare. You actually get a knee bend, a full knee bend. And then due to the nature of the feet and the way that they're going to operate, you get this here, you get that there, and then there's the extra point of articulation right here. Now, having recovered that booster that I knocked off, we're going to go ahead and do the one thing that y'all know I dislike doing, is in a moment take apart the EarThree armor and attach it to our boy. Before that though, it also comes with a stand, which you can plug right down into there. I pop that off, that's fine. That way he's resting aerially and not straight on the floor. I'm gonna pop that back in place. Comes with a nice little beam spray gun. At least I'm calling it a beam spray gun. It's about the size of it when you come to your regular GM. You've got a shield which has this direct handle on here. Very unusual means of equipping the shield, because it goes in the hand and you hold it, as opposed to plugging into, you know, the back of the wrist armor. He comes with 4 different beam saber effect parts. Here are a smaller pair, which, due to their shape, I believe these are probably from GN beam sabers from the 00 stuff. because it's mostly 00 stuff that has the flat edge beam sabers as opposed to the round ones. And then the seed ones have little tiny pegs that go into the beam sabers. As well, I'm going to go ahead and pull this other one out because we're going to use it later. They're very well stuck in there. I kind of appreciate that and I kind of don't. The larger beam sabers for EarThree Gundam. That'll stay there. And as seen previously in the picture, here's a backpack adapter for other etc. parts and bolt-on sets for the core Gundam, and then one for the EarThree. So, while you enjoy this music that will play, I'm going to assemble this boy. Behold. And here we are, a fully assembled EarThree Gundam. I will never not say it wrong because it is kind of fun in the way it's written. We all know what it is, EarThree. That's that. This has no other purpose. It's kind of like, what's one of the parts former when it comes to like the Zeta, the Amazon Gundam, the Delta. It's the alternate body kind of thing, except it's not. Our body is here, live, now, on stage, performing for you, this robot. So, I've of course gone ahead and plugged the shield in here. Got the fully formed gun over here. And according to our instructions, if we pose this just right, the side here, there's a little slit right by my thumb, and then this handle right here, those will tie like Aquarion, except for the whole part where it didn't. My attempt just now made it pull everything apart, so that may affect you. And of course we've just seen that the shield also fell off. So let's try that again. Make sure everything's all nice and squished in there. And then pre-assembled, let's slide this hand in. Survey says we do it. So that's that. But now that it's got all this armor on, we need to see if he's still a flexible boy. So we'll use his gun arm as an example and rotate. That's the hand falling apart again. So the arm still goes all the way around. It won't go all the way around because you've got this fin blocking the back, but it still goes all the way up. At the shoulder, you lose a little bit of mobility there, but you still get him pretty high up. The elbow is unobstructed, so you get less than that 180, but I mean 170, 160 is still pretty dang good. The bicep rotation is unaffected, although this does seem like it's not like it doesn't snap in, it just slides in. The same with that. That is just a peg. So I suppose as you play with it, you risk pieces falling off. So play with it very carefully. I chose not to separate these skirts up front because there's a whole gimmick that attaches to them and I don't want to risk ruining that. With those, you still get a high kick forward. And now that he has a back skirt is obstructed. But let's use this knee. You still get the original knee bend up here, followed by additional knee bend there. So you get a full 180 knee bend even with this armor on. So you get right and proper kneeling pose. That is extra rare. That's engineering. That's a move. Do more of this, Bandai. More of this. More of this boy. But with everything together and included and put together, and me stammering over my words as is tradition, ZEON says fund it. When it comes to the Core Gundam and its variants, the EarThree, the V2, the Mars 4, it's going to be a matter of personal taste to what you like your bolt-on to be. This is very, sword and board generic man. Your V2, I believe, is the one that's very long-range focused. And then your Mars 4 is your melee focus. And then, of course, there's the color schemes involved. Now, what's got me incredibly disappointed for the future is that we're going to tangent into personal griping. The EarThree is here. The V2 gets what is it? The G3 color? Yeah, hold on, I've got it around here. I've got the box over here. Yeah, we go. The V2 gets G3 colors on the Core Gundam. The Mars 4 gets real type colors on the Core Gundam. The Murky one, the aquatic one, the one that I the most want, is nothing but the weapons and the armor set. It does not get a full Core Gundam and armor set release, which is incredibly disappointing. That was a miss out for version anime colors, or like a Mark II color, or bloody anything. There's like so many wacky OG color schemes, like a North American type. And it could have been the Origin color scheme. So many variants they could have given us on another Core Gundam, but instead they chose to milk our pockets, milk that money, and force us to buy a Core Gundam, and then go out and buy the Murky One set and the Murky One weapons, which those are not they're just my physical representations of my frustration. Now that sucks. I hate it. I hate that concept, but I have to have it because I have a thing for the aquatic mobile suits, apparently. I'm a nut job. I digress. ZEON says, fund that boy. Pick and choose your favorite Core Gundam and armor set and get you one. Get you two. Get you EarThree. Ha ha ha. I got jokes. But I thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews, more Let's Plays, more unboxings, more reactions. And I keep saying it, but maybe anime reviews, because I have stacks. of exclusively mecha anime on physical media. SIEG ZEON.